Dun 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 dun, here is the Trews today, here is the Trews, dun 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 dun, the Trews today. Hello, I'm Russell Brand. In this thing here, what I'm doing, I analyse the news. That's what you're told every day is going on in the world, so it helps you to contextualise your place in reality. That's what news is, and then we'll help you to do that. A lot of people have been saying,
why don't you do American news, buddy? Why don't you do some American news? We're Americans, we got news happening every day, nobody's commentating on our news.
Here's some American news. In fact, it's all the news that's fit the print. If it's not in here, it means it's irrelevant. Oh, okay, well, thanks for that. One of the things we found is that American media is actually, because it's more regionalised, it's less sort of sensational and mental than English news. Your TV in America, like Fox News, Fox News, we are gonna radiate evil thoughts into your mind. Like Fox News is just a negative download of hatred from Rupert Murdoch's anus. Search for missing Malaysian jet, yielding only more mystery. Oh my God, Scooby-Doo's down there. Here in an English newspaper, missing flight disintegrated in mid-air. Frightening. It's frightening to have that. There's sort of a lot of speculation that terrorism is involved, but well, that's only if you don't listen to experts who say there probably aren't any terrorists involved. Terror experts home in on fake passports in mystery of doomed jet. Right, well, with mystery, everything's mysterious till you, like, it's mysterious what's going to happen to me at bedtime. It's just I don't know yet what's going to happen because it's in the future. More ominous questions emerged about who was on board the Beijing-bound flight after the Malaysian authorities said as many as 4 passengers may have used fake or stolen passengers. Interpol said it was examining additional suspect passports. Oh no, this is terrible, it's definitely terrorists. Any flight that size in Asia, said an expert, would be carrying a couple of people with false passports. That's a counter-terrorism expert at Macquarie University, Australia. Oh, so it's normal then? Yeah. When you think about the number of passports that have been stolen or gone missing around the world, it could be related, but it's probably not. Why doesn't the headline say, probably not terror, instead of terror experts home in? We're homing in, like this is them homing in. Excuse me, are you a terror expert? Yes, I am, as a matter of fact. Come here, home in, home in. Yes, yes, yes. Is this terrorism? Well, probably not. Shut up! Stop ruining our story! Oh, well, it's just, you know, you asked me as a terror expert, and in my opinion, it's like, no, shut up! How are we supposed to terrorise people into being passive and obedient if you say that this thing's probably an engineering problem? It probably is an engineering problem. That's why, shut up! That's terrorism. What's happening here? They're terrorising us into thinking there's terrorism, when mostly what's gone on is just the inevitable, occasional engineering problems that lead to the glory of flight, the wonderful world of aeronautics. Occasionally there's going to be problems. But, you know, it's frightening. I'm not saying it's not frightening, I'm just saying it's probably not the fault of Muslims. Here's the Telegraph, British newspaper that's better than you. It doesn't, unless you are the Queen of England, the sight of this will make your genitals shrivel up. One of our royals is in love with a lady who is looking up at him in the manner of a loving person. But look at him, cold, indifferent, royal. Please love me, please love me. I love only power and hegemony. Person lays down, horse lays down. Are we really so different from horses? Well, that depends how you look at it, really. Genetically, no. Culturally, yes. Really, what is news? It's a storyteller, isn't it? It's telling us the story of how to perceive our reality. Here, this is the Sun. Seems sort of like a fun one. A lot of people in Liverpool don't like me even touching this because of the Sun's scandalous lies around the tragic deaths of the people in the Hillsborough tragedy. I'm not endorsing this newspaper. I'm not wearing rubber gloves when touching it. I'm just analysing it as part of our culture. It's certainly not an endorsement. In fact, I mean, look at it as a general snapshot of the world. Gamble, you idiots. Be distracted by football. Look at this person's arse. There's a goddamn paedophile coming. See, the paedophile is the contemporary monster. When we were sat around the campfire in ancient societies, I suppose we'd have gone, there might be a Dracula in the woods. Watch out, a demon will get you. There's a negative fairy who'll come along and get you with his negative fairy dust. These days, of course, what we're mostly scared of is paedo! Paedo heir to Topsy and Tim. Topsy and Tim, a British children's book. Can you imagine a paedo inheriting a fortune because his father wrote Topsy and Tim books? Oh my God! His dad wrote Topsy and Tim books for children. Now he's sexually aroused by children. Look at his paedo hat. Look at his paedo earlugs. He's thinking paedo thoughts. Just because you're an adult, that don't mean you're safe from paedos. A paedo could travel back in time, using his mind to imagine you into a child. Then he could touch you on your child parts. Be bloody careful. Just look at the football. For God's sake, have a gamble on a horse, because you're gambling on your life every time you step outside the house. It's like they want us to be frightened, that we live in a dangerous, frightening, mysterious world. And what do when you're in a dangerous, frightening, mysterious world? You look for authority to tell you what to do. You don't start saying, hey, the world's crazy, let's do what we want. So, be frightened, do as you're told. You might get got by a paedo, you might get got by a terrorist, you might be a horse laying down on a beach. You are in a lot of trouble. The very idea that you would try and think your own thoughts is ridiculous. Get in your room, sit on your hands and dribble on your own private parts. It's the only comfort you're going to get. Bulldogs, less popular now, so this is just trying to turn people's pet purchase habits into a xenophobic war between France and England. Apparently people at the moment like this type of dog, which needs to have a French flag tied around it to distinguish it, because that dog doesn't know his French. Oh, bonjour, je suis en chaîne. All right, mates, I's a British bulldog. Why in me country? Why don't you do one for Australia? Just trying to create more xenophobia. That's why far-right parties are getting traction in our country, because this silly rhubarb. What's going on here? Bill O'Reilly killing Jesus. No, Bill. Haven't you done enough damage? I'm gonna get that Jesus fella. I'm gonna thump him in the throat. I'm gonna get Jesus, Mohammed, Buddha, anybody who's tried to be positive about the human condition. I'm gonna grind them out like a cigarette onto my angry little dicky bird. Now for young readers. But I'm too young to understand killing Jesus. I'm only a kid. Well, firstly, watch out for pedos. And secondly, imagine Jesus. Yeah, he was real nice. Well, then get that bastard by the throat. No, please, I just want peace. Shut up, shut up. You're an immigrant. You're brown, I tell you. Don't forgive them, Father. They do know what they do. Dum, 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 dum. That was some truth today. That was some truth. Dum, 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 dum. The truth from round the world is all the same. Be afraid now. Be afraid now. Dum. Subscribe to the Trews, please. It'll make our lives easier if you subscribe to it. How do they do that, Gareth? They just click on something. You know what to do. You're a grown-up adult. I ain't, I'm a kid. Well, be careful, because a pedo might get you. So subscribe to the Trews. It's the best chance you have of avoiding pedos, Draculas, Pinocchios. If you're not careful, a bunch of Pinocchios will crawl up, they'll lie right behind you, and they'll Pinocchio you right in the private. Subscribe to the Trews, or to this YouTube channel, what the Trews is on. Bartender? Yes? Another glass of water. Okay. Pour it now, please. Here was them Trews, here was them Trews just then. Here was them Trews, here was them Trews just then. The Trews just then. One of the best ventriloquists in my school. Shut up. That was me, actually.